Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I am speaking with Nick Voss. He has just released a fantastic new track called Wicked Games, and I'm super excited to talk to him all about it. Nick, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your life to
Well,
do
thank
this.
you.
How are you? What's going on?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm excited about the releasing of the music, and I'm also at the moment in North Carolina performing a show called Million Dollar Quartet, which I've been doing, and most of my followers know about it too.
Very cool. I mean, honestly, your background looks pretty sweet. I assume you're like in the woods or the wilderness or something along
Yeah,
those
I'm actually out in Flat Rock, so it's I think it's 30 minutes out of Asheville, which is the actual
Yeah,
town, but we're up in the woods. Yeah, this is it.
damn,
Not too much
well,
Wi-Fi. I'm actually surprised we have great connection right
I
now. This
was
is great.
gonna say that was the first thing I was like, okay, he's in the woods, and I can hear every word you're saying, and you look clear, so it's all good with me.
Perfect.
Well, obviously, I brought you on to talk about Wicked Games. It's a fantastic song, and I honestly like I can make the connections within the lyrics by myself, but obviously, what I think may not be what is happening. So I'd love to get a background on the song from you. Really, just know what it's all about.
Yeah, so Wicked Games, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's actually it's a cover of the new of an original song done by Chris Isaac. So I've been working with a producer called Nathan Walters out of he's he's worked as an A&R out of Capitol Records. I'm not sure what his status is right now, but he's
Sure,
a
sure.
producer out of Los Angeles and out of Nashville, and he we've been working with each other. He's really good with artist development, and what he's kind of been helping me with is my sound. And we have two new singles coming out called Whatever You Want and Addicted to You. And
Cool.
kind of on the way to these singles, for the next 5 months, I'm going to be releasing just a series of covers from songs that I love, and maybe some songs that are new, or like this one, Chris Isaac's Wicked Games. I wanted to put my own spin on it. So we released it, and then on June 15th we'll be releasing "It'll Be Okay," which was originally done by Shawn Mendes,
Very
um,
cool. I was
on
gonna
Spotify
say
too.
because
Yeah.
according to your Spotify, at least, this appears to be your third overall single, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, why isn't there more? And it's usually something I would bring up or ask anyway to see what's on the way, but it's exciting to know that there is a ton on the way. Are you going to be working with the same team that you've worked with in the past on these future tracks?
Yeah, the team right now is myself, Nathan Walters, and his wife Ina Walters. So she's actually helping us with most of the original music, but Nathan and I
Okay.
have been recording remotely from the ship. Actually, I was out in the Mediterranean with no Wi-Fi.
Wild.
It's really wild. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
man.
had my whole setup. I had to wait for the ship to either be sailing and we have to be on calm waters, or to be at port to record.
Yep.
People
That's
walking around, and it was I mean, we kind of found our way, and we actually work really well that way now. And we've been back and forth with ideas and some newer stuff. But yeah, we have
yeah.
about, I would say, now with the release of Wicked Games, about like 6 other tracks on the way, which are going to be
Dang.
really, I'm really excited for it. We have videos, content. It's going to be wild.
Wow. It's funny over the last, I guess, 2 years or so of hearing about, people recording these songs, and obviously everyone's situation has been different of like, oh, we've had to send tracks back and forth and remote and blah, blah, blah. But like, I've been on a cruise ship myself many times. I know how difficult an internet connection can be. So for you to be
Yeah.
able to like actually pull this off on a big floating boat in the middle of the sea is impressive in its own right, and probably had its
Thank
own
you.
set of challenges. I can only imagine.
Oh, it's unreal, and it's funny. Nathan could also speak a bit more about it, but we really found our way. Like I said, we were also talking through WhatsApp. A lot of ideas that we were sending were through
Yeah,
that. That seemed to be the best option for us to communicate. And then
makes
whenever we had
sense.
to get down to it, was really just recording the vocals. And Nathan just put together some amazing compositions with these tracks. I mean, if you listen to Wicked Games, the Fender Rhodes, all of that's Nathan Walters. You should go ahead and
Beautiful.
shoot him a follow as well. But he's working with
Absolutely.
I believe he's also working with a singer right now on The Voice, and a couple of other artists that I've been following. He's really got a nice sound.
Nice. Now, as far as the sound going forward, are you going to be looking to experiment? Because it seems like you have a range. You can kind of do a little bit of anything. I think, especially for an artist who's not necessarily just making a name for themselves, but when they're building your discography, it's like you don't want to pigeonhole yourself into one thing. So
Of
you
course.
expect a variety.
Right, right. Yeah, I'm excited. That's why I'm excited with the new music. So like the Shawn Mendes cover is relatively pop, R&B, the one that I'm going to be coming out with on June 15th. And then every 3 weeks after, or 3 to 4 weeks, I'll be releasing another track. So it'll kind of like, it'll give you a taste of different styles within my voice and versatility and different sounds that
Cool.
I'm experimenting with, all leading up to my single, Whatever You Want, which we filmed an entire music video for out in Italy.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, so it's all really exciting, and of course, I wish I could just all put it out there at once, but I'm being real patient, and I'm
Yeah.
just kind of just feeding it little by little to the world and seeing how they react to it.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the way that the music industry has gone, is this focus on singles. But the one thing I don't think that people realize on the outside of making music is that it's not just getting in the studio and putting out a song and putting it out into the world. There's so much more than that. It's like the whole
Yeah,
business and a process before, and it's just kind of an ever-changing process. Do you have,
absolutely.
yeah, man, do you have any plans to like take these songs and put them into an EP or maybe an album along the way? I guess that's kind of way down the line, but
I'm actually very interested in doing an entire album. So I have two originals right now that I believe are going to be part of that album that I've done with Nathan Walters.
sure.
Who knows what the future holds? But as I'm doing, of course, my career on stage and all that, that's all I'm putting my energy into, is this album and into the music and content. And I think it's something that's really cool, that now that we have this day and age of our phone is in our hand, and it's we have the all of our power is right in the palm of our hands. So
Seriously.
I'm really excited to. I had just recently started putting out singles again after not doing it for a long time.
Sure.
I I had done it back in 2017 in a different project, and then of course with some television time that I had. But aside from that, now I'm really invested on just consistently putting out music, and that's all. Every 3 to 4 weeks, I want to put out a song and
There it is,
video, and
man.
song and video. That's the plan.
All about that consistency.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're no stranger to music. You've been involved in one way or another. What was that turning point for you to really want to start making originals for yourself?
It's really, it's tough to say because it comes and goes. I absolutely love writing music. I was doing it with bands back in the day, and then as I got um older, I noticed that all my music stemmed from like spontaneous creation. It wasn't like, if I sat down and tried to write a song, it necessarily wouldn't come out the best way. So
Of course.
I kind of learned that was the best way that I was writing. So I just didn't ever force it. If it took 2 years to write a song, it took 2 years. Like that's
Okay.
literally what happened recently. It just sparked. I just started writing again. I was like, you know what, now I'm going to be doing it. I feel the inspiration. Also working with Nathan has probably created some new inspiration as well. When I send him a song and I'm like, this is what I want to do, and he sends back something with his flavor on it, with something that I
Sure.
created, it brings something out of me, and now it's a back and forth, and I really feel like I don't know, I yeah, I'm just gonna be putting out a lot of music now, man. I'm super
That's the
excited.
thing. I mean, that's kind of the hardest part, is finding a producer that can act as the other half of your brain. It's just
Right.
like you as a one person can only do so much. And then there's all the other stuff on the back end, because like this song specifically really focuses on like an atmospheric background and like an ethereal feel to it. And unless you've got years and years of production, expertise, and that's another program that's always changing, it's like you need to have someone like that in your back pocket that you can rely on to kind of like just kind of match the vision that you want.
And it's actually very convenient for me since I've been working a lot on the road as a performer.
Exactly.
I do probably about 250 shows a contract. I go on at sea for 6 months, and I'm just
Yeah.
on stage 2 times a night. And I do two different shows actually. I do Burn the Floor, $1 Million Quartet. So when I started working with Nathan, he was very patient in receiving my vocals. For example, I'd send him a track,
Yeah.
he would produce it, then he would be like, okay, I'm ready for your vocals, and then he'd have to wait all week until I was at port to send him some files, and yeah, it's really nice. I mean, I would say right now we're like Batman and Robin. If I was going to make a comparison, it feels that way.
Seriously though,
Yeah.
that's how it is sometimes.
Yeah.
Is there a single part of the process that you look forward to the most? Like from the initial dreaming up the song all the way to the submission process?
Yeah, I mean, I would say dreaming up the song, I really love when I get to lay down the vocals. That's like
Sure.
it's one of my favorite parts, like just the first day of recording, getting to feel the song in the headphones, and then putting the song out there, and like putting pieces of content and like
Yeah.
showing people is also very exciting. But that was also a part of me I had to calm down too, because I always loved to rush to put stuff out when I was younger. And now that I've
I
got a
get
little
it.
bit of experience under my belt, I know to kind of be patient. So yeah.
Right. Now, obviously, your schedule seems like it's insanely jam-packed just with everything that you've got going on that is music adjacent. But do you have any plans to potentially tour these songs once you build up, more of an original music catalog?
That's a dream of mine. I think
Yeah.
it would be awesome to like find a good touring company or booking agent to kind of put my band together and open up for a bigger artist. I think that's
Yeah.
really what I want to do. I want to see who I can reach out to in the future and make that happen. That would be amazing. Yeah.
Totally. I honestly, before this, I didn't know that you worked on a cruise ship, but like I said, that comes with its own thing. It's just like, I've had conversations with other workers that have done that, and it can be daunting, based on the schedule of it all. But do you find that there's any like-minded people on your ship that can help you collaborate in any ways? Like, is anyone else trying to do their own thing?
Oh, absolutely. I work with
Yeah.
a handful of talented musicians and
Hmm.
performers. I mean, not to say a few names, but my friend Jefferson, another friend, Colin Summers, they're really talented musicians, and in their off time, they're doing the same show, but
Right.
they're also grinding in their own way, in their art. Uh, Jefferson, for example, he's a really talented musician, piano player, and he just recently recorded his entire album. Uh, live studio
Sure.
production, old school.
Yeah.
Uh, some of these guys are rockabilly guys, so that's what they like.
Okay, I get it.
A lot of these guys, yeah, with the show that we do.
Sure. Oh, that
Um,
makes sense. I guess it depends on what's going on the ship.
Absolutely, yeah.
Very cool, man. Well, okay, so you've got all these songs coming out. You've got, a few that already got to your name. Is there one that you're looking forward to the most playing in a live setting? Released or unreleased?
Yeah, I would say my single "Whatever You Want" that's going to be coming out in the next 5 months. It's like a long time, but
Sure.
I'm really excited about that song. I would say it starts off really, really smooth and atmospheric, kind of like Wicked Games,
Okay.
but the ending of it is very big, and it's like a ballad, a power ballad. I would
Sure.
say if I was going to compare it to something, I would say along the lines of like The Weeknd or
Okay.
Prince. It's got that really big sound. I don't know if you listen to Magic Jordan or any of these
Yeah,
newer
yeah,
hip
yeah.
hop sounds. Yeah, really big, big feels. I'm super excited for that song.
And it sounds like a fusion is coming. That's another part of production these days is you can kind of make anything and infuse a little bit of anything.
Absolutely, and
Really
it's
nice.
all like what the song inspires to. And of course, we try to not leave. We don't want to be all over the place. I don't want to confuse anyone, but
Ah,
at the point of like when it comes to the song and what Nathan does and what I do, we really feel like we have our sound, especially attacking
totally.
the singles. Like you can expect some of that Wicked Games or It'll Be Okay flavor in the singles.
I get it. Well, listen, it's like you
Yeah,
can try new things, but you got to keep that signature feel somehow. You got to let someone know, like, this is my song,
yeah,
even though it sounds slightly different, but it all comes in the future. You can't, I mean, you can plan around it, but you never really know.
absolutely, it's true.
Same. Got a few more for you at this point. I want to know, it's crazy that we're already midway through this year, but what does the next year of your life look like in a perfect world, I suppose?
Uh, I guess it's also like wishes, right? So I would say
Yes, absolutely.
releasing of well, I know things are gonna happen. So I know they're releasing my music video, but I feel like I'm gonna get my little blue check mark finally on my accounts,
Sure.
which is something I've been really studying for a while. And then I'm gonna probably get off the ships at one point again this year, and then start performing live, like original music, which is that's what I really want to happen.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
It seems like pretty attainable goals, I think.
I think so. I think
I think
so.
you could do it. Now, how about on the personal side of things? If you just took music out of the equation for a moment, how do you plan on personally working on yourself?
I'd like to get a house or an apartment with my wife. I feel bad. She's also a performer and we're on the run all the time. And at
Same
one
ship?
point, yeah, actually same
Okay,
ship.
good,
And
good.
she's a ballroom dancer and so she
Nice.
understands the life and I think it would be nice to find a place to settle in, like an
Yeah,
actual apartment and like put the studio together,
I get
you
it.
know.
Yeah, no, that completely makes sense. The lifestyle you live is certainly not a normal one, whatever normal means, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's just what it is. Yeah.
Nice. So okay, what are you listening to in your free time? And do you find that whatever you're listening to has any impact on the music that you're making?
Absolutely. Actually, right now, I'm listening so much to Eddie Benjamin, which is crazy.
Don't know who that is.
He's opening for Justin Bieber on the Justice tour,
Oh, okay.
and he's an amazing guitarist, and he's a really young guy, and he just has a great voice, super pop.
Yeah.
I would say he's eccentric in his style. I really like what he's doing. And then I would say, I think his name is Darren Harris and the what are they called? Oh my gosh, it's a group.
It's all good.
Uh yeah, and but I mean he does covers, this
Okay.
artist, and essentially what he does is he's very soulful and R&B, and he'll take the songs and he runs his voice all over them. So this
Very
is kind of what
cool.
I'm listening to and inspired by at the moment.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, I've got one more question for you at this point, and basically the question is for the person that is going to discover you for this, and for the person that's going to listen to your music for the first time, what is an opening message that you'd like to say to them?
Wow. An opening message to the person who's I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time? Just let
For
me
anyone that is going to discover you from this, and whoever is going to listen to your music for the first time, what is an opening message?
opening message. Um wow. This is a deep one for me. I don't know why. This is good.
Yeah.
This got me
Uh,
stumped. I would say um I've uh something I guess that always changes is permanent, and it's something that always kind of goes through my head. And I feel like even as an artist, always expect that change, since it's the most permanent thing in life. And even from me, if I tend to change on you, uh it's part of life.
I love it. I think that's a great
Yeah,
answer.
cool, awesome.
Well, Nick, it's been an absolute pleasure getting to speak with you. And I want to plug your music one more time. The song is called Wicked Games, but there's so much that's out and there's so much that's on the way. So we're going to have links so that people can follow along and share and do all that good stuff. And I am invested at this point. So I can't wait to see what's on the way in the next 6 months or so.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Austin.
You are very welcome, man. Have a great rest of your time in North Carolina. And
Thank you.
I hope to speak soon.
Awesome. Thank
Sure,
you. Thank you
man.
for having me.
Take care. Talk to you later.
Bye. Take
Bye.
care.